Record. Okay, we are now recording. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Saturday. This is the 30th of January, 2021. And today's community call is going to be centered around update on the new CoinStack website, some functionality showcasing some answers in regarding some community questions geared towards the swap, what to expect moving forward with IP and use cases, a little overview on new member additions that will be part of the team moving forward in regards to development and progress reports, for lack of a better word, and then how we're going to tackle the current situation we have with our token regarding the Ethereum chain as a whole. So to start, this is not a finished product. This is just the rough outline of what the new website will be. The finished product will be done next week. Myself and the developers, as you can hear in my voice, had a rough end to the week, but this is the layout that we're going to be using. It's going to be sort of like a news blog style layout where all the important information are going to be in the navigations bars to your left and to your right. And then all the additional functionalities that we're going to be running through the site are going to be on the middle section of the page. So think of it like a trifold. Anything in regards to community videos, updates, vlogs. If we do conferences, with Rona, it might be more like Zoom call conferences, but if you ever do any physical conferences or anything in regards to community events or call outs, they'll also be posted here in the middle, kind of like a bulletin board. And you'll see, obviously right now it's just demos, but you would see it here in different categories and sections. And then comments. So big thing that I feel was lost when the merger occurred and when the communities are coming together was the interaction between the team and the community, and more importantly, the feedback loop. Granted, there was certain things that caused some friction between the community and the teams. I think a lot of that was alleviated when there was constant communication or a means to provide feedback in a steady and healthy way. So that's where this style setup is going to be more geared towards that's proposition. So what we're going to want moving forward is here on the site, you can actually see it here, recent comments. These are pages that were actually being built out. Repo just the admin total name, but everyone else working on is going to be repo here. And here you're going to see when there's going to be a new page that's literally going to be dedicated to community feedback and reports. So why? Two reasons. One, because we're a much smaller collective at this point, we're not going to have the time to do a proper beta testing. That's just the honest truth. Myself, Repo, Neil, who we hired, and then Anthony, who we added this week, Tuesday, who's another web developer, a PHP developer, and will be helping us on the server side, is only 4 developers. And with that, obviously, we can find, let's say, 80% or 75% of things. But there's going to be things that are not going to be found that you guys will find because you guys will have more time on the platforms than us in regards to the front end user and obviously when you guys report stuff, we'll be able to go on the back end and obviously repair or fix or patch or tweak whatever that needs to be um, sought and repaired, because at the end of the day, if the platforms or the website or anything that we push out is not bulletproof and as close to flawless as possible, it's only going to ding our progress moving forward, and it's only going to ding our token action as we trade and grow and so on and so forth. So this is just, again, this is the rough layout. Next Friday, you guys will see it all colorful and pretty, and I have more pages up so you guys can see more or less what's going on. Like I said, just so I don't forget the note, I'm going through some notes right now. The team as of right now is a 5-man team. Neil and his group of guys that he works with, he's a business associate of mine. During my day job, I am a marketing partner at a marketing agency. Neil is the company's top web developer and server tech. I built a relationship with him over the year that I've been there, and through my promotions, I've gotten to know him more. And we built up a more friendlier relationship rather than just business. And through that, I was able to pretty much recruit him and his team. He's overseas, to our aid to rebuild CoinStack and lend us a hand in regards to website items. Anthony is an associate of Repo, and he's a gentleman that's a PHP, C+, and WordPress guy. He's been doing it for 20 years. He builds and sells websites. That's what he does for a living. And then he builds and sells website applications. So not apps, but web apps, for lack of better words. And he's going to be, instrumental to us in regards to building that web friendly optimization that we want, so that once we're ready to bring on a more dedicated app developer, it would be a seamless transaction between the two, and the transition would be a lot easier in regarding the assets and data. We have Repo, and then we have myself, so you guys know us already. In regards to one cool thing about this website, like I told you guys when we were first building out the website, I wanted to be more functional than just words on a page. So one of the things that we were able to add to the page, so I'm going to close this out, is something I think is really cool. So we love the idea of an exchange, and though we're not as a team ready for that, I still thought the idea of having an exchange would still be a good idea. So after some tinkering and some searching, as I said, and some little bit of coding, we were able to actually put a DEX on our website. So through the website, there's a token list, and you can connect your wallets to it. And actually, from the website itself, pretty much as you can see, it's a ton of things here, but as you can see, you can swap in real time assets. So if you're on our website, you're a part of the community board, there'll be more things on the website for engagements. But let's say you want to do something in regards to trading, and you want to go from one of our platforms and you want to, liquidate a particular asset, or you want to change an asset that's more liquid and has a trading partner, you can do that straight from our site. This is not going to be something that we're going to, push as like the newest and greatest thing. It's just something that we want to give you guys as another tool in the box, as they say, another means for you guys to stay on the website, build our engagements, build our retention time. And obviously, as our following grows, if this becomes more of a thing, it become a dedicated DEX page to itself on the website. CoinStack and the use case that I'm going to talk about after this talking note, like I told you guys, the first use case that I really want to go into is communication. But part of communication is having structures in line to allow communications to flourish, and having a reason to talk. If there's no purpose to talk, there's no reason to communicate. So this is just one point of engagement that we wanted to bring to you guys. This is in beta, as you see, the nice bright red, but it's going to be part of our site. So when it gets prettied up and dressed up for next Friday or the preceding Monday, it just depends on the work schedule between myself and Neil. It will allow you guys to navigate the site, obviously have a functional website that will be optimized for mobile. But on the go or at your home, you'll be able to use a DEX, for lack of better words, at your fingertips through our site. There's no need for a third party, and you can connect it with, I believe, a couple different wallets. I'll give you guys like a full list. I know MetaMask is not one of them, but a lot of the major ones are. But I'm not 100% sure on MetaMask. I think we had some errors when we try to connect MetaMask. So that's just a small talking point I wanted to show you guys. It's also a zone page, as you see here. But I just wanted to show you guys, the idea of an exchange, though it is not the priority anymore as it was in times past, is still an idea that we want to pursue and move forward with. So the next talking point in regards to the use case, like I told you guys. So the use case is going to be a blend of things. So I wanted to be transparent with you guys. There's a lot of different GitHubs myself, Repo, and Anthony have been looking through. And we're not trying to make a one-fit-all solution, because if that existed, someone like Facebook would have figured it out already. But we are trying to find a solution that fits as many roles as we deem necessary for the first rollout use case. So this is going to be the base for the use case in regards to a communication platform, like I mentioned earlier. what we've seen this last week is that when a group of people get together, they can disrupt major industry. Anyone's been following the GameStop situation with Reddit and the people on Wall Street, and then the recent surge of Doge compared to the rest of the market, is well aware of what is possible with a, for lack of better words, a niche collection of individuals with with an ability to communicate and unite, for lack of better words. That only validated my inclination to push ahead with some sort of communication platform. So the blend is going to be sort of like a Facebook, YouTube, in the sense of I want a place for you guys to have open dialogue, communicate, express ideas, share media, upload videos, engage in each other's uploads, and then somehow use crypto as a reward pay structure. A lot of the situations that I've seen, my favorite being Gap and BitChute, is they're great, but because they're so niche to what they're trying to, play to, it makes it hard for people who are not familiar with those style setups to get accustomed to those setups and then obviously use it. Everyone, their mom has a Facebook. Everyone, their mom has a YouTube account. If you blend them and have a similar UI and a similar navigation flow, for lack of better words, that will allow people to easier translate their known knowledge onto this foreign platform and be able to navigate and use it in a way that's allow them to stay. They're not just going to click on one thing, be like, oh, this is too hard, and then step away. With that being said, there's a couple of challenges that initially that have to be hurdled. One is functionality, server space, security, and then obviously the level of moderation, because we can't make it the Wild West where anything goes, because that's how stuff like CP or Chopworn, for those who don't know, gets on the site. That's how certain radical groups can take advantage of a platform and hold it hostage, and then we get shut down by our ISPs. So there's a couple of things that we're doing now to prevent that. We have our own servers. We're not renting servers. We have our own physical local servers that we'll be running the platforms on. We will have some sort of like a passive filter built in already, which Repo actually already has something in the works for that. And then Anthony has already ran and sold a couple websites where he has a really cool AI for media, multimedia, which is like video more than anything else. It allows the website to know, okay, this is good, this is bad, in regards to not like content, but like spamware, viruses, and anything that will, might bypass the passive safety that will prevent stuff like CP and hateful speech. But we don't want to be like Twitter, where you offend somebody and you automatically get removed or get deplatformed. That, I think, what's going on right now, and this is as an American, what's going on in our big tech multimedia platforms. A lot of people are being excommunicated from both their social imprint and their digital imprint due to an opinion that could be based on fact, could be based on hearsay, but at the end of the day, it's their opinion. And as long as it's not violating a civil right, you should have the ability to say that. There's a famous saying that says, if you don't protect the speech of your enemy, you'll never have the right to speak for yourself. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are being deplatformed for less than substantial reasoning. And with the recent purge of many of the platforms, there's a big push right now for pretty much any platform that allows limited filtration and limited censorship is a hot commodity. But we know this is not going to be something that's going to make us rich. This is not something that's going to make us the number one crypto in the space, nor is it a new idea. I'm pretty sure there's a bazillion projects already that have this. So we're going to be the bazillion and one. But this is, I believe, will be a very easy to maintain, very easy to build out, very easy to integrate, both through our website and through our assets that we already have, both on mobile and on desktop. So why did I mention mobile? Those who were with us earlier in the merger knows there was something we were building together called KY Date. It was kind of like a social dating site. We completely built it out, and there was a mobile component that has app support for both Android and Apple, and it was mobile optimized. So what we're going to do is take those assets and the servers that were dedicated to that, and we're going to rededicate them to the social platform for communication. So similar to all your major favorite apps, I use Twitter because that's the one I use primarily, or Instagram, which is the one I use for work for certain clients. It will allow you and the majority of people who are not more mobile based and they are desktop based to use our platform. I know many projects have a great desktop platform or web based platform, but not many have a fully functional, optimized mobile app. So we will have that straight out of the gate. And Repo and Anthony are putting that together. And I believe, even if it's not going to be the most content rich, because obviously we're a small group, where it's not like we're going to have a bazillion followers day one, but at the very least the tools and the functionality will be there to start. So that to me is a plus. That to me saves us on developer costs and fees. That saves us time. That saves us any headaches, because that's already being worked out and kinked out, so there's nothing there to worry about in that regard. And it allows us to move ahead with features. As many of you guys know, I have a gaming developer that I met through a conference, and I reconnected with him recently to pretty much finish out building the mobile. It's called MNO, or a idle role playing game. I don't know which one was the better of the two, so I just made him build out both. For those who know those terms, it's great for you. For those who don't, one is a massive online multiplayer game where it's based on mobile users. The other one is pretty much like an RPG role playing game, but is less intensive. You don't have to, sit there and play hours and hours. It's more of like a passive thing where when you want to play, you can play, and when you're not playing, the game is still playing for you. So it's more like lazy gaming, for a colloquial term. Again, not a new idea. There's a billion of them out there, but it will make us stand out because it's one more use case. It's one more thing that you can use our token or coin, which I'll talk about later. And it allows us to showcase, hey, look, we have another working product. We have another working asset that has some value because it works, it's flushed out, and it'll allow our community, which is you guys, to give us feedback, and we can keep building on it. The more that we can build on something that works and is solid, even if it doesn't make us winners overnight, it will make us, how can I say, better prepared, better equipped to handle surges of individuals that might come once they see a growing audience, which hopefully that's the case with all these working use cases. So the last talking point I want to talk about is the swap and how we're addressing it. So as you guys know, swaps were paused due to the Ethereum fees on Sens. Anyone who does done any trading in the last 30 days or has even looked at the gas fees just casually, just to see for themselves, knows that it has been ludicrous, to put it lightly. Excuse me. We have, and we being me, because I pay for the fees. I'd watch it nearly every day, and I try to find opportunities to send stuff. But for the most part, the cheapest I have been able to send, and that was for a Patriot registration, and even that was, I did it not because I wanted to do it, but because it was setting up for a partnership down the road, which I'll let Silver Fox handle that. But we picked up a really good partnership, and I had to send them an asset, and that was $7.41, which doesn't sound like much, but when you have to do, let's say, 5 to 10 swaps a day at $7, that's anywhere between $35 to $70. For some people, that's their day pay. For me, that's a dinner I'm throwing away every time. And so be it. if I have to throw it away, but I would much prefer not to. So it's one of those things where we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because I want to make sure that everyone gets their swap. At this point, I will let you guys know. Um, the guys who have been waiting, I give you guys the ultimate thank you because it's annoying, for lack of better words. And it's annoying for me because I want to give to you guys. I don't want to be harassed. I don't want to be telling you the same repetitive answer because I don't want to hear it. So I'm sure you don't want to hear it. But it's the honest truth. And where we're at is either um, with the recent push of the Ethereum 2.0 chain code push that I saw when I was reading a Cointelegraph article. Apparently, there's going to be some relief coming towards the end of February. I don't know what that means in regards to big picture or guys like us that are just using the network, but there's supposed to be a massive reduction in fees because there's going to be an increase in capabilities of the chain. How true that is, I don't know. I'm not an Ethereum dev. I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend to know. I can only go off the information I know and from questions I've asked the people who are Ethereum devs, and they all pretty much tell me that they don't see the 2.0 chain being able to facilitate the number of transactions that it's currently handling at a lower fee. One, because of the miners, and two, because it's just so much information, so much data that has to be pretty much compressed in a short amount of time. And then with the scaling, it's going to allow more of these compressed, dense blocks to pass through. Like there's a lot moving parts, and as anyone who's ever done anything that has a lot of moving parts, one thing breaks, there goes the entire operation, and it's back to square one, which did happen to Ethereum last year when they tried to push the initial 2.0 code, and anyone who was a miner knew that you had to swap your algo like 4 times in like a 60-day period. It was ridiculous. Anyway, so there's two solutions that I've come with. The first one is probably the most straightforward one, and that is just wait. Um, and when you do get your reward, I don't mind, as they say, putting a little bit extra on top for the wait. It won't be a lot more, but it'll be a little bit more so that at least you get like some staking interest, for lack of better words. And for those who already received, unfortunately, because you already got yours, I can't give you that. But I think you would understand if you were on the not received list, receiving a little bit extra for waiting so long. So think of it as savings interest. The second solution is something that we're currently working on, and I'm only going to show you a screenshot so you guys can see an idea that we're putting together. So this is just regular code on a Genesis block of a fork of the Ethereum chain. So this is just a regular screenshot I just want to show you guys. And in this screenshot, um, we're trying to fork the Ethereum chain and see if it's possible for us to make our own version of Ethereum in a way that we can get, dApps and similar support to the Ethereum chain because the code would be very similar. But the only difference is on our Ethereum chain, we tweak the gas so that it's significantly less than the current Ethereum chain. Now, that is just an idea that we're playing with. It's not something that I want to put all my eggs into. Like I said at the beginning of the call, we're not a big team. So, So to have something like that to work and be polished will take a big commitment on our end. And at the end, there would have to be another swap, which, like I said in the chat a couple days ago, I really, 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 really don't want to do. So give me 1 second. My throat is super dry. So for those who are on the same camp as me in regards to let's not swap again, it's a waste of time, a waste of resources, and that's how I feel. I agree with you, and I think this would be a great addition, same way as the other assets that we're building are a great addition, but it's not something I want to harp upon too much. but that's my humble opinion. So feedback on that from you guys would be great. So we're at the last 10 minutes. So now if anyone that's on call has any questions regarding to what I've asked or sorry, said or presented, or just anything related to the project, please ask now. Let me check the Discord. Is there anything here? Let me check the Zoom chat. Okay, I see chat messages. When do you see all this being ready for release? Okay, so are you referring to the platform I showed you guys, or are you referring to the website? Oh, platform. Okay, yes, thank you. So myself and the guys are looking to push it before the end of quarter 1 because a lot of the assets are stuff that have already been vetted from other side projects. But with everything going on in regards to the chain situation with the token, a lot, if we do build it, it'll probably be independent of CoinStack. So there'll be functioning platforms, they'll be usable, but they won't have CoinStack integrated into it. Now, with it integrated CoinStack into it, I have no idea. That's a question I can't answer right now. At least not truthfully. But in regards to the platforms themselves and being able to utilize them as a communication and as a multimedia thing, end of this quarter is a pretty safe bet, given that a lot of the pre-work has been done. And that obviously includes the website for those who are curious. Anybody else? Any other question, comment, concerned? Well, for sure, Kurt. It's good to have a little bit more help on regards to the developing side. As I grow in my day job, I'm introducing myself to more and more people in the tech world, particularly obviously more website because I work with websites and I do a lot of Google Analytics. But a lot of people are looking at crypto as a serious investment of their time and skills. So I'm doing my best to recruit and obviously engage in dialogue with them to see if maybe we can use them. A lot of these guys will not be full-time guys, so don't expect a full-time guy, but 10 hours of work a week does add up over a period of time of a contract. Are there any plans to get on a usable exchange soon? So yes and no. Yes, in the sense of the platforms that are out there right now that I want us to use will be Uniswap and Patriot Exchange. Uniswap, I know, is difficult for everybody, but it is a usable exchange. And there was a community member, I don't know if it's still there, I haven't checked, but there was a community member that put up quite a lot of liquidity for us to start. And then Patriot Exchange is in maintenance mode right now, but it's soon to be out of maintenance zone. And that's a much easier platform, very similar to your guys' typical central exchange platform for trading. But those are just two. Ideally, I would love to get something like a Stacks, something like a mid-tier, easy platform. But the problem is a lot of them are charging an arm and a leg. And truth be told, given the assets that I have already, because I know what it costs to run these things, I can't justify giving people, minimum, let's just say. Some people, the lowest I've seen is that from quotes is 0.3 BTC, which right now that's like $10,000. It doesn't take $10,000 worth of time, assets, and resources to put a token on an exchange. It just doesn't. But it is something that I want us to have. Again, I think having 3 exchanges is better because of the API work, how APIs work on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. And it only benefit CoinStack in regards to price tracking. But I believe if we all just try to learn how to use Uniswap, and starting with me, making a small video tutorial on it. I think it will help us because once you start trading on Uniswap, it tracks on all the major wallets: Trust, MetaMask, Engine, Kobo. There's a lot of major wallets that will start automatically tracking with that API. My thing's about to run out in a couple. I have like 5 minutes left, but I'll definitely try to go to Uniswap today and put together some sort of tutorial blog setup so that at least we can follow the steps, and those who want to help with that trading on that particular platform, I will definitely do that. But in the sake of time, I'm not going to do it in this particular live stream, but I will get to it today. Give me one. I just got kicked out of my recording. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so my screen recording got kicked out, but this is me. Chat, we'll go back to the chat. Okay, that's everything there. Okay, so any other question, guys? Oh, sorry about that. There was like a small delay where it just kicked everyone out for me to rejoin. Okay, I don't see any more comments. So with that, thank you guys so much for coming out and obviously being part of the first community call. The recording, as you guys saw, will be posted. I don't know if I can post a direct link because it's a pretty big file, but if I can condense it and share it, or even upload it and share that upload with you guys, I'll happily do that. In regards to the next community call, I'm hoping to plan another one in the next 2 weeks. So not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Only because next Friday is my birthday and I will be out of town. My wife planned something for me, so not to get her pissed off, I'll do on the preceding Friday, and we'll have a community call where there'll be some upgrades, updates, and anything that's been upgraded or touched up. Obviously, I will share with you guys. And with that, obviously, appreciate you guys' support, and I look forward to continual dialogues in the Discord. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and again, thank you for partaking in this particular call with me.